Hi, I wanted to review rational and polynomial inequalities. So if you feel like you know what you're doing, why don't you just pause the video and start this and then fast forward to the answer and see if you're right. And if not, you can just join me from here. So when you're solving, this is a polynomial inequality and you want to bring everything over to one side and factor it. So even if it looks like it is factored in the beginning, you actually want to distribute. So that'll be x cubed minus 3x squared, and then I'm going to subtract 18x, and now you have it all set to 0, and now I'm going to factor. And so now I'm ready to find my critical points. So there are 3 of them. Don't forget that x is 1, so we have 0 for that, and then 6, and then -3. So I'm going to draw those on a number line in numerical order. I'm not going to care about the spacing. And then I look at my inequality sign, and I see that it is less than or equal to, and because of the equal to, I'm going to shade in all 3 of those circles. And then I'm going to plug in some test points. Okay, so I'm going to rewrite x minus 6, x plus 3, and I'm looking to see where this is less than or equal to 0. So I'm going to be looking for negatives. Okay, so let me plug in a -4, -1, 1, and 7. When I plug -4 in for x, I get a negative, and then another negative, and then a negative. So the result is negative. When I plug in -1, I get negative, negative, positive, which is a positive result, and I'll just do the rest. It's a 7, so they're all pluses. And I had mentioned to you before that, that's kind of squished there, that the signs alternate if none of the factors are raised to an even power. So none of these are squared once they're all factored, so the signs will alternate, but I still think it's good to plug in. Okay, so I get all negatives, then I get all positives, then I get all negatives, then I get all positives, and I am looking for what makes this expression less than 0, so I'm looking for all the negatives. So the final answer would be -infinity to -3, hard bracket, union 0 to 6. Now this is a rational inequality because it has a variable in the denominator and you cannot cross multiply. So again, as in the other case, you want to set everything to equal, or in this case to be less than or equal to 0. So bring everything over to one side. So I'm going to find a common denominator here on the left. So I'm going to multiply top and bottom by x minus 2. Okay, so I now have a common denominator of x minus 2, and the first part's very easy. I have x squared minus 2x, but this can be a little bit confusing because this entire fraction has a negative in front of it, which actually means, using good algebra, you actually distribute the negative to both. So it turns into -1 plus 2x, and now these 2x's are going to cancel. So I'm left with x squared minus 1, which it's always good to factor it, because that's how you get your critical points, over x minus 2 is less than or equal to 0. So my critical points are plus or minus 1 and 2. Okay, I'm going to actually make my chart here just because it's a little bit easier for me, and I'll put the number line somewhere else. Actually, I like to draw the number line first. I was just looking for room. I'm going to have to do it up top here, so let me keep this here. All right, let's do it here. And I've got -1, 1, and 2. Now the -1, I look at this here and it's a less than or equal to, so the -1 and the 1 are solid circles. However, 2, because 1 and -1 will make that 0 if I plugged it in, but 2 does not work. If I plug 2 in for the x, I would be dividing by 0, so I cannot have a value of 2 in my solution, so it has to be open circle. Okay, so now let me plug in. Okay, so I'm going to plug in my signs, and I get a negative times a negative divided by another negative, which is a negative. And I'll do the rest. Okay, so let me go up to the top, circled, negatives, positives, negatives, positives, and I am looking for where it's less than or equal to 0 again, so I just happen to pick where it's negative again. I'm actually going to color that in black too. And then that was open. So the answer is negative infinity to negative 1, hard bracket, union 1 to 2, soft bracket on that too. That's the answer for that one. Okay, now when you're asked to find the domain, there's just one step further, and it's that you have to write the equation. Because what happens with the domain is that whatever is, oh, I did not like that. Whatever is underneath this radical has to be positive for you to be able to take the square root of it. So I'm going to take the inside. This is the extra step. Go here. And set it to be greater than or equal to 0. So whenever you have a domain, just take the inside and make it greater than or equal to 0, because then that means you're taking the square root of a positive. And now it's already in factored form in this case. So my critical points are -5, 0, and 2. I don't know why I keep doing this where let's see if I can move this. Okay, and then let me erase this, hopefully. No. Oh well. Okay, so let me just go here and here. I'm just going to ignore that for now. Okay, so I'm going to plug in -6, -1, 1, and 3, and go ahead and plug in. Oh, that last term will always be positive because of the square here. Okay, and you notice that the signs do not change, and that is around that -5 because of the square. So I get negative, negative, positive, negative, and I'm looking now for positives, and 0 because it's greater than or equal to 0. So this is an interesting one because I do include the -5. You can just write that in one set of brackets, union 0 to 2. Now why? That's because this is saying where is it greater than or equal to 0, which is why I put a closed circle. If it were an open circle, I would not have included the -5, but it's a closed circle. So I have to put in everything that I see that's shaded, which is everything here, and also this is considered to be shaded as well. Okay, and so then there's some weird ones. So I just wanted to talk with you about that. So if I factor this, and I graph it, the critical point is here at 3, and I circle it, fill it in because it's less than or equal to. And no matter what I plug into this, no matter what, I will get a positive every single time. And I'm looking for where it's negative or 0. So the only answer is 3. 3 is the only number that's going to make this work. There's no negatives, but the number 3 does make it equal 0. And then for this last one here, when I see it doesn't factor, it's a clue that maybe I should check the discriminant. And I see that this is negative. And a negative discriminant means that it's never going to hit the x-axis. And in this case, the number before the x squared is positive. I just know that the graph is going to go upwards, and it never has any x-intercepts. So what that means is it's always positive. And this is saying, where is this expression greater than 0? Where is it positive? Well, it always is. Think about it. Plug in any number that you want. Plug in -100, it's going to be positive. Plug in 3, it's going to be positive. 0, you will get a positive number. So the graph being above the x-axis tells you that this is always positive, and that would be my answer. Okay, likewise, if instead it had said, where is x squared plus 3x plus 10 less than 0? Never. It never is. So that would be a no solution. And the only thing I just wanted to remind you of is just like if you have a a -2 on the outside, just as I'm thinking about it, and you're doing a sign chart, just remember that that negative does count. You want to bring that down before you start plugging in. And I think that that's it for section 1.8.